Now, Michael Dowdall is up next. He is an avid historian and he spends quite a while each week coming up with ideas and themes to talk about on the Fado show, which airs on Mondays at 6 p.m. with his colleagues Peter Kavanagh and Margaret Mallon. He is also a member of the Dundalk Railway Heritage Society, so to tell us how the station helps them get their messages out to the public and also helps to archive local history about the GNR Railway, which I think is Great Northern Railway, is it? Yeah, the Great Northern Railway works. Could you please welcome Michael Dowdall?
People, at least I know in the audience. I think I see a few more as well, but have changed over the years. Listen, Michael Dowdall is my name. I happen to be on the panel of Fado on a Monday night. We have three on the panel. We have Peter Kavanagh, we have Margaret Mallon and myself, but we have also entangled in Tony Duffy. He works the desk behind. I am nearly think I'm under false pretenses because I'm here because of Fado. I happen to be in the Railway Preservation Society, but there are people here that would know more about railways than I will ever know. It so happens that there is a connection, all right. Fado takes a wee bit of effort because we were always surprised at the number of people that listen to us. Only this week, one of the helping groups around the town, the dementia people, asked me to talk about Dundalk. And the feedback that I got, I couldn't believe it. That I remind of people that are nearly of the same age as I am, and they reminisced about various ideas. I also see another one there, actually, hello Maeve. So what does this do for me? Because it's important. I spend a few hours doing the preparation. I write a few notes out. I come in and we do the programme live. We do the programme live, and I have to tell you, it's a very enjoyable hour because Margaret is sitting there and she's laughing at the moment. And sometimes tears would come out your eyes because there's a community involved in this wee group. We also come along and we produce information about bits and pieces around town that people will come along and say, I didn't know that. And it brings everybody together. And I meet a group of colleagues I used to work with on a Tuesday morning. And they'll say, what did you talk about last night, Michael? And the usual answer I give is, I don't know. They say, why do you not know? Because when we do the program is finished, and that's it. We have just a bit about Michael Dowdall. I think that I've been involved in radio since I was 12 years old with a shortwave radio at home, and I listened to Moscow and Voice of America and Radio Australia, all of these things, with the aerial stuck up and down the garden to the pole in the garden that my poor mother used to hang the clothes on. A long wire aerial that said it. Then I was a communications technician, and we used to do everything from the equivalent of the mobile phones at the moment to transmitters, to repeaters, to all sorts of stuff. And then I left the radio because I left the radio. But one day I happened to be around the radio station and walking out, Alan ran after me and said, will you come on to the programme for Fado? And that's when it started, about, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. Now we had Cathal Cassidy, we had Peter Kavanagh, who's still there, Brendan Coughlin was on it as well, and it went on and kept going. Now what we do is, we do it live. We run for half an hour nearly, and then we have a bit of music. I sometimes used to pick the bit of music, but I slowly but surely got a certain member of the panel to pick the music, and that's very, very handy because she comes up with something new and something that I would be picking all sorts of ordinary stuff, but she comes up with very sophisticated stuff, and I actually think it is very good. We finish at 7 o'clock, but the half an hour break in the middle. I sometimes think that we should make a collection of what the topics we talk about between ourselves, because it's absolutely hilarious sometimes. Hilarious. But the other thing as well, that what I get from the radio is that I have a commitment made. I have to be there at 6 o'clock. I have to kind of do something. It doesn't matter how I feel, I have to go. It's like back at work again. You know, you have to be in at 8:30. That's it. If you have a cold, you have to be in. So I collect Peter and sometimes Margaret, and we go up into the studio. We don't seem to ever run out of topics because there are that many topics to be discussed about old Dundalk and old Cooley. And in actual fact, we have a client on it called Cooley Man, and the Cooley Man sends in a letter every week, and sometimes he sends in a few buns and a few cakes, which go well when you're eating them, but not afterwards when you're thinking about, I shouldn't have taken those 2 cakes. But we're there every week. Last week when we were talking to the people that were interested but they couldn't remember too much, we reminded them of bits and pieces that they lived through. And one woman said, "That was the best talk that I listened to in a long time, and it reminded me of all sorts of things." And that's what community radio does. You won't hear about too much about Fortstreen or kind of Knockbridge or Loud Village, or you won't hear things on Radio Air, and you'll hear a wee bit, but you'll hear it on Fado. And that's what we do. We're part of a community. We engage with the community. We're always looking for feedback, and every Monday night, 6 o'clock to 7, repeated if you're up early enough, Tuesday morning at 6 o'clock, which I stopped listening to because I thought I knew the people on it actually, and I didn't recognize them. Anyway, that's the situation with Fado. Thank you very much.